So, Matthew, what do you think about this? This is an interesting game. The Giants are favored slightly. They've won. They're both 3-3.
Sure.
And the divisions are both tough.
Okay.
The Rams are in there with Arizona, Seattle.
Sure.
What are you thinking?
I think Eli and company, Eli looks worse under pressure. And the Rams are actually bringing the highest blitz percentage in the NFL. So if Eli can't respond to that, they're going to be seeing trouble all day. Jennings back against Gurley. Their stats have looked pretty even. Rock,
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I think that I looked and the Rams are 28th in passing, 28th in rushing. I think that this is going to be a low-scoring thriller. It could be the Odell show. Bring his net. Break out the diamond ring.
Bring it with him.
Odell wants a national stage. I got to go with the Giants.
Right. I think with the Giants actually having a minus 10 on turnovers, I want to take the Rams here in the upset over the pond. Moving on to the next game. The winless Cleveland Browns are going to see Cincinnati. Dalton and Green have to find something. Otherwise, with Pryor questionable, I don't know where this game's going to go. Well, what do you think?
Well, here's Cincinnati, 2-4. They've lost to who? The New England, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Denver. I mean, these are good teams. They're coming home. They have something to prove. Their crowd's getting pretty restless. Cleveland's 0-6. I look them to stay with the goose egg. And I look for Cincinnati winning by double digits.
Cincinnati win by double digits. Well, the spread is 10 points, so I think that's pretty safe play. I agree with Pryor being game time. I think Cincinnati will take this game either way. They need it.
Well, the other thing is they do need it because the Red Rifle, he's been shooting blanks lately. Ooh. I mean, where's the action? Give him a chance to get in the playoffs and lose again.
Speaking about quarterbacks, let's move on to Washington and Detroit. Cousins certainly looking hot. Matt Stafford with 19 touchdowns this season already. Rock, what do you think?
Oh, boy, Washington owned Philadelphia.
They did.
They owned them. Philadelphia got one special teams, one pick six, which was a mistake. But Detroit's in a weaker division. Washington's on a roll. They've won 2 in a row. I'm going to have to go with Kirk Cousins and the Redskins.
Kirk Cousins, I definitely think, is looking hot. I think Washington has had a better ground game than Detroit has. Riddick, at best, 50-50.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson only has 1 touchdown this season. I think he's due for a breakout game. I like Washington going to see Detroit, Rock.
By the way, he is questionable.
Questionable, okay.
He is questionable, so if you give him up, which he's going to play, he's going to take a shot, right? This is the NFL. All right, let's go to game.
Moving on to Oakland, going to see Jacksonville. Derek Carr has been showing some good signs. Michael Crabtree was shut down last week. Jacksonville's defense has been pretty stingy in the deep pass. One of the best in the NFL. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think this Jack Del Rio was in Jacksonville for 9 years and got fired. He wants to really come back there and pimp slap those guys. The Raiders are, 4-2? Jacksonville, they're playing better. They're at home. There's the old East Coast, West Coast traveling stuff. Upset? I think so. Jacksonville takes Oakland.
I think there's going to be some really deciding factors in this game. Raiders' defense is allowing the most points in the NFL at 444 yards. They have also allowed the most 20-plus yard passes in the NFL. So if Bortles can find some deep threats, I think they can sneak some touchdowns in, and Jacksonville will take an upset.
So you're going with me on this one?
I agree. There's a lot of deciding factors with Jacksonville.
All right. Okay, cool. Moving on
to the next game, we're going to be seeing New Orleans, commanded by Drew Brees, going to see Alex Smith at that big, loud stadium. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think this. Kansas City's 2-0 at home. One of the hardest places to play. Drew had his week last week when they turned the kryptonite on Superman. It was a close game, but still, I called it kryptonite. But Drew's not going to be able to call those audibles. Alex Smith, Andy Reid's my second favorite coach. I got Kansas City winning this one by 10 or more.
10 or more. Well, that's something I think will have to be proven. Alex Smith is the only option that they have, and with New Orleans bringing the second most blitzes in the NFL, they're going to be putting some pressure on him. I like New Orleans here.
All righty. Well, we're going the other way. Good deal.
Moving on to a really impressive team, I think, in the past couple of weeks, Buffalo, going to see a team that had a little bubble last week, Miami. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Buffalo's won 4 in a row.
They're hot.
Ever since they were, yes, they are hot.
Number one rush offense in the NFL.
And the question here is, Miami, okay, they beat Pittsburgh. They beat them good. It wasn't just because Ben was hurt. They had over 200 yards on the ground. We'll talk about Pittsburgh's defense a little bit later. But what I've got to be thinking here is Miami needs to win. Buffalo's in the race at 4-2. They're at home. They're coming off a big win with Pittsburgh. While everything says Buffalo, I'm leaning the other way against the Fish.
The Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think this game is going to be decided by third down conversions. Tannehill is actually 32% on third downs, 30th the NFL. So if that goes Buffalo's way, they're certainly going to put him down. So Buffalo's third down defense is going to be the question mark here. Their offense has been getting it done. I like Buffalo.
And Rex Ryan knows these guys. I kind of leaning towards your pick, but I think the Fish had a big win last week.
Sure. Well, I mean, momentum on both teams is certain. Baltimore, with Flacco as a questionable hamstring, he'll probably play. Jets 1-5. They said Geno Smith had a good week in practice. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think the Jets got 4 quarterbacks, and they're not saying who's starting because they don't want Baltimore to prepare. Now, this is the Baltimore team. I'm going to bring this up again because they were 3-0 teams and won 1 game. They've lost 3 in a row now. And I've got to think, well, the Jets stink. I mean, they look terrible at Arizona. They don't know who's playing quarterback. Decker's gone. Brandon Marshall's a little bit ticked off. I'd like to take the Jets, but I can't.
Right. Well,
I can't take them. I'm sorry.
Jets are taking out the most picked off per touchdown ratio quarterback, Fitzpatrick, for the most interception per touchdown ratio quarterback for the last 4 years, Geno Smith. So not really an upgrade here, but he's had a good week. Well, this is the last year of his contract. Maybe he's going to step up. But I'm taking Baltimore here. I think they're due. Three-game losing streak in a row. I'm taking Baltimore here.
All right.
Minnesota, 5-0. The only one of the few undefeated teams. The only undefeated team. Going to get to see Philly with Carson Wentz and the Matthews attack. Stephon Diggs needs to have a big game. Rock, what do you think?
I think Philadelphia started out at 3-0 and everybody got excited. They should have beat Detroit. They were pasted by Washington. They're now back home. Minnesota has shut down 3 Super Bowl quarterbacks.
It's true.
This is a hard pick. I'm going to have to go Vikings in a close one.
Vikings in a close one. I'll take Philly in a close one. I think the home element might have something to do here. Minnesota's due for a loss. If they don't have defensive magic like in previous weeks, they're not going to take a win.
That's true. Like I said, this is a toss.
This is a toss.
All right, let's go.
Speaking about tosses, Indianapolis to see Tennessee. Mariota and Murray, the rush threats, going against Luck, who needs some luck. Gore's been pretty consistent. If T.Y. Hilton is the only chance here for them to have a big day, Rock, what do you think?
Well, this is a division that's up for grabs. I mean, you got Jax, Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Houston. Now, Houston's 4-2. I mean, both of these teams need to win. Tennessee's 3-3. They're at home. Mariota's been playing well. The Colts have no defensive backfield. I'm riding Tennessee on this one.
The Colts actually have a pretty consistent backfield with Frank Gore. He hasn't been getting touchdowns, but he's been averaging over 4.5 yards per carry, but just not with any touches in the red zone. So I like Tennessee here. I think they found something out. They've been looking pretty solid. Tennessee's my take, and they're at 3-3, going to be 4-3 after next week. San Diego Chargers getting some points against Matt Ryan and company. Matty Ice has been showing really good signs. Julio is a first pick in fantasy this week. Rock, what do you think?
Well, they're back home. That was a tough loss at Seattle. They had the lead, and Seattle got 9 unanswered in the fourth quarter. Just got to tell you something about those guys. Of course, they weren't home. I was impressed that Atlanta put up that many points. I think they're coming home. We're looking at a touchdown spread. I can't see San Diego. It's the old East Coast, West Coast thing. I'm looking for Atlanta by double digits here.
Sure, I like that same pick actually. If Julio has a big day, they're not going to be able to stop that. They don't have the defensive answer for the arsenal of the Falcons. Agree. So off a bye week, Tampa Bay going to see San Francisco with Hyde out. Without him, the production has been very bad with any quarterback. I like Tampa Bay to take this game, Rock. What do you think?
Well, I tell you, these two teams, Tampa Bay's in that division where you may not see a wild card. I mean, New Orleans is playing poor, Tampa's playing poor, Carolina's the biggest disappointment of the year so far. That said, Kaepernick looked terrible. I don't know who's starting. Their running back's hurt, sort of. And in my opinion, they're talking about the Raiders moving to Las Vegas.
Right.
Of course, they fit the Vegas mold, right? But San Francisco might be a whole lot cheaper because they're ready to run those guys out of town.
Yeah, they might be scared out of town for sure if they don't get a win. I think Tampa Bay has shown glimpses. I like Tampa Bay as I predicted earlier.
I like Tampa Bay locking this one up.
So for the AFC Showdown, New England Patriots going to visit Pitt. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think it's the game of the week. National TV, Tom Brady usually looks good here. I have flip-flopped on this game all week, figuring, okay, you got Brown and Bell on Pittsburgh. You've got Landry Jones getting his full week of reps, okay? You got Pittsburgh at home. So I'm first I was, New England. Then I'm going, wait a minute. Brown and Bell? Then I'm looking, look what Miami scored on Pittsburgh. Look what Philly scored on Pittsburgh. Granted, both games are on the road. It's going to be loud. This is a 7-point game because Ben's not there. I kind of have to howl at the moon here because my favorite coach, Mike Tomlin, the brother, is playing the coach that's the cheater, and I'm going to cheer for the brother, and I'm going to pick Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, well, I want to cheer for Pittsburgh, but without Ben, Antonio Brown has only caught passes from Ben in his career. He's 0-4 with touchdowns than any other quarterback with Pittsburgh. So I don't think Brown's going to show up, as history states. I'm going to take New England here. Brady's had actually the most in the NFL, 6 players over 150 yards passing, Rock. So I'm going to take New England, even though I want to cheer for Pitt.
He does spread it out. Now, let me give you the one intangible that I didn't mention until after you picked. Okay, all right?
Okay.
In looking at the weather today, windstorms come out. It's supposed to be 18 miles an hour on Sunday with, dig this, winds gusting from 40 to 60. There's Tom Brady fading back. Pittsburgh.
If Bell can have the ground game, I think Blunt can also answer with the ground game with the winds get high. So I'm still taking New England here.
All right,
I like the rebuttal, but New England, I want to cheer for Pitt, but New England if I was a betting man.
All righty.
Speaking about betting, let's bet on Russell Wilson with my man Jimmy Graham finding a rhythm, going to see Arizona with Carson Palmer not looking like he's been in previous form. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Arizona looked good on TV. They looked good against the Jets. Well, the Jets have no offense, but their defense is pretty okay. Now, these same two teams played last year. January 3rd, playoffs at Arizona. Seattle 36-6. What's changed? Not much. Seattle, blowout.
I think what's changed is Carson Palmer isn't nearly the guy he was that season. So I think a lot's changed for Arizona, but Seattle's only been getting better. So I'm taking Seattle here. I'm taking them big time, actually.
Large, yeah. Me too.
I think that's a lock of the week, if I was to say so.
We don't gamble, do we?
Houston to see Denver. Denver's defense will be the deciding factor of the game. Both offenses have looked kind of similar on paper. Rock, what do you think?
Well, this is what I think about this game. This is the Denver misses DeMarcus Ware. They've lost 2 in a row. Okay. Simeon, well, what do we know? He's good. He's still a rookie. Osweiler, the $70 million man, would certainly like to come back and pimp-slap Denver. Guess what? I think they're going to do it. This is Pittsburgh and Houston are my 2
dogs.
Now, they'll both probably go down, but they'll probably cover if you were a betting man.
Well, I think Denver's a deciding defense, a deciding factor, like I said. I can't really pick an offense to beat another defense straight out. Denver's defense has been rocky without Ware, but I think they have the strength and determination to pull out a W at home.
And they're due.
They're due.
All righty.
A W. Well, thanks for joining us for Week 7 NFL on What Do You Think with Rock and Bear.